OK, so piano lessons can be murder. Well, I have to say, Kerry, I was very pleasantly surprised by this book, so thank you very much for your suggestion. It was a real page-turner. I
Vicar,
don't know what you thought, but...
If it's all right, I wondered if, because I've been so very, very inspired by everybody reading books, if I read out a story that I've written?
Oh. Well, that's wonderful.
Murderer in the Cupboard by Mandy Harris. Little girl called Sarah was asleep. Bark, said Sarah's dog. Shut it, said Sarah. Bark, 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 said the dog. Shut your mouth, I'm trying to get 40 winks here, said Sarah. Bark, said the dog. If you bark one more time, I'm kicking you so hard up the arse. Bark, the dog replied. Sarah booted the dog so far up the arse his head smashed into the cupboard. The door swung open to reveal a murderer what had been hiding in the cupboard this whole time. Oh, fuck, said Sarah. I didn't realise you was barking at a murder in the cupboard. I thought you was winding me up, because that's what you usually do. The dog didn't reply because it was massively concussed. Sarah looked at the cupboard. It wasn't a murder after all. It was just a suit jacket that looked like a murder in the dark. So he was winding me up after all then, said Sarah. The very next day, Sarah took the dog to the Dogs Trust and they couldn't rehome him, so they sadly put him down. The end.
Yes, it's very important that the book club remains as open as possible. At the same time, sometimes one has to think about the happiness of the group rather than the individual.
Was any of you surprised when the murder in the cupboard turned out to be a suit jacket? Because I was, and I was the one that wrote it.
Especially when the individual concerned is somewhat of an acquired taste. Oh, hello, Mandy. It's Francis Seaton here. Hello, how are you? Obviously, my intention was for book club to be a broad church, but some people just work better on their own than in a group, but that's fine. The world would be a bit boring if we were all team players. Look, the last thing I wanted to do is to upset you, all right? So, Mandy and I had a really good, robust, honest conversation, and we decided that the best way forward would be to have a special book club.
So which one do you want to hear first? Right. I've got Murder on the Dodgems.
The sessions will be one-on-one, twice a week, and it can be a sort of open forum for her creative writing, which I'm really delighted about.
Harold had smashed into Tom's head on his dodgem, which served Harold right for shagging Tom's wife while Harold was away doing catering for the RAF. Tom was absolutely furious and got out and started banging the shit out of Harold's dodgem with his mallet, but that only made Harold angrier. Harold drove his dodgem straight at Tom and took his legs clean off, and then reversed over his arms and crushed them into bits too, so Tom was just like a fat sack of potatoes with no arms or legs, just a head and a pair of bollocks hanging off the bottom. The end.